Hello again, F-holes. I'm glad that you're here for part 2 of our exploration of learning styles. So, buckle up. It's going to be a good one.
Welcome to Advice for F-holes. I am so excited to talk to you about all things strings. We're going to talk to teachers, we're going to talk to performers, we're going to talk to learners of string instruments so that we can figure some of this shit out together. Because playing a string instrument is not always easy, and sometimes it's vaguely inappropriate. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a topic each week, we're going to pull it apart, and I'm going to say what I need to say, and then you're going to comment, and hopefully we'll figure some of this stuff out together. I'm your host, Tracy Emerson. I've been teaching strings for over 30 years. I started playing violin back in 3rd grade, and there are a lot of great things that I've learned over the years, a lot of great things I've shared over the years, and still so many things that I'm puzzled about. So I hope you'll join me on this adventure as we figure some of this out together. Okay, now that we've seen the basics of each one, we're going to break it down a little. Just take a deep breath, take a sip of your water, whatever you've got. And we're now going to get into the nuts and bolts of how do you adjust that learning style so that you can compensate for some of those disadvantages. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with you visual learners. God. First of all, you guys make me so mad because you just play everything right the first time. It's just there. That's great. But is it really right though? That's the thing. So I appreciate the fact that you read notes very well, you sight read really well, and that you think on that level because it's amazing. You need to compensate by listening, honey, by listening a lot and taking the music away from you so that you can listen even more, okay? Because more often than not, you're playing really out of tune. No offense, you're probably playing really, really out of tune. Okay, so that's something that's easy to fix. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever said in my life. The intonation is easy to fix. Okay, so the thing that you need to do to compensate for that fact that your eyes are telling your fingers what to do, you need to get away from that a little bit and do a lot of ear training. A lot of ear training. And it's going to help you if you take a piece that you already know the notes to, and then you listen to it, and listen to it, and listen to it, and use that as your guide to really ask yourself that question. Is what I'm seeing on the page, is it really gelling with what I'm hearing this other person do? And where is that discrepancy? Oh, geez, whenever I have 2 whole steps, my 1 creeps up. That's it. Okay. And that's a thing that you're going to have to really buckle down and train yourself with because that doesn't come intuitively to most of the visual learners that I've taught. All right. Now, auditory. Yeah, you're my people. Rock and roll. I love it. I love listening to my pieces before I get to play them. I love listening to music and just trying to jam out on it. I can play so many things by ear. It's ridiculous. I love it. It's such a fun strength. But I'll tell you, man, did I blow it on sight reading. Oh, for years. I had to work so hard just to do sight reading well because I didn't get to hear it first. How am I supposed to play this? So some of the things I did that hopefully can strengthen your visual end of your learning, I did a lot of sight singing because I was also a singer in school. That really helped a lot with associating a sound with that note on the page. So, sing your guts out. Grab, a very simple line of music and see if you can sing that do, re, mi, re, do, all of those kind of things. See if you can do that. Then take it to your instrument. Another really great way to kind of help out those auditory learners that find the note by ear, but not really by logic. I've had students take a recording and take their music and play along with no bow and no plucking so that they know exactly where that's going to associate with the sound they're hearing. And to me, that's locked a lot of students into the fact that they now know, oh, that note to that note, I'm not hitting it without a squeal. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to have to isolate that. So that technique works a lot with my auditory learners when they are guilty of kind of slipping and sliding into the notes. Now on to our kinesthetic learner. Same idea applies to you. You need to associate that thing on the page with a movement. So I find that shadow bowing, playing along with something while you're hearing it in the other ear, that's going to help you determine where those things belong physically. So if you're saying your 1, 2, and 3, 4, and you're doing an air bow with it, that's how you're going to incorporate what's on that page into what you're going to produce. Okay. And then again, you guys sometimes can be guilty of, I have the right finger and that must be the right note. So make sure that you are really being careful about listening and listening back and deciding if what you're physically doing is matching up with the way it's supposed to go. All right, so we've got a lot of tips and tricks going on with your learning style. I think a great way to kind of determine which one you are is to try all three things. Take out a piece of music that's new to you. Take a line and see how easy it is for you to get to. And I'm not talking something that is in the easiest book. So maybe if you're in the Essential Elements book, turn the page a couple pages down and see if you can figure it out pretty readily. If that's a struggle for you, then listen to a short melody and see if you can echo it back. Play one of your favorite songs on the radio, for example, or Christmas song. And then for our more kinesthetic learners, take that piece of music that we talked about before that you tried to sight read with, minimal or no success, and just do right hand only with the rhythms on the page, left hand only with the pitches, and then put it together and see if that does it for you. So if one of those pops out as, oh my gosh, it was so much easier this way, why don't I always learn it like that all the time? Wow, then that's great. It's really popped out at you where your strongest component is of your learning realm, because you're going to be a blend of all of it anyway. But I can tell you that most people have one of those three that's going to pop out as their dominant learning trait. I hope that you've enjoyed that little journey into learning styles, and I hope you've had as much fun as I have. This is a lot more fun than the Meisterbrow of my Ithaca College days. I got to say, it's not quite the same in a good way. So experiment with all three of those things. See where your strengths are, because those are things to be celebrated and really share with the world. You have a way of reading notes, or a way of listening, or a way of just physically getting it that you're going to help your peers by being able to do that. And then really target those places where it's a little disadvantage and see what you can do to improve those little qualities. Let me know how it goes. And if you want some more tips and tricks, just shoot me a comment in the comment section, and I'll see if I can come up with something good to help you out. See you next time. Thank you for listening to Advice for F-Holes. Please subscribe and share your comments below so we can have a great conversation.